Hey everybody, I lied. There's this one video before I start going into painting. I still got to make the roof and stuff, but there'll be different videos. I'll probably do them after I start. I'll cut them prior to starting to video the painting process. But just on this, I'm just beveling off this bottom edge. This is going to be parking areas. So what I want is for this edge to come straight down to the ground. So I've just got my craft knife. I've actually given it a bit of a sharpen. I have all these whetstones sculling about, so it's kind of important to keep a sharp edge, especially when doing this kind of thing. Lights at a funny angle. So get my hand in the way. So I'm just beveling off this edge with quite a shallow bevel. I want the bevel to run kind of as far back as I can possibly get it. So it's running back into the parking bay. When I've painted this, I'm going to make it look like tarmac, so I'll show you how I'm going to make it look like tarmac as well. This is a neat trick from the terrain tutor. Well, I got it from the terrain tutor, and that is, if you want to make something that looks like tarmac, stick down sandpaper. You can see all that in a minute. So here you see I'm cutting into this edge, removing, cutting. What I want, I started off just sanding the material back, but it was just taking forever, so I decided that I'd cut a bevel. And I want the bevel to run back half an inch to an inch. And also you notice that I've got this set up on top of a box. There's two reasons for this. One is so that I can actually film it, because before I actually had this hanging off. Two is because I've got just a bit of newspaper. I've folded the corners back to create like a catch, and this is just so that I'm not slinging loads of stuff everywhere. It's like a builder's trick, really. A builder's trick, well, one that I got told about anyway, was getting like an envelope or a folded newspaper and just taping it to the wall when you're sanding around things which are flush to a wall. So I'm just using a similar kind of trick to catch the offcuts and such. Also, it just saves you from making a shed load of mess. When I'm cutting, I am trying to take this back, but without doing what I've just done, which is cutting into the... That's got to come off now. How frustrating. Never easiest to do when I'm doing videos. Just not the easiest angle for me to reach. Ideally, you see, I should have my fingers like this, and then I'll cut the bevel this way. So just having cut a bevel like this, you see you can actually take off quite a lot of material. It runs back into the room. Parking bays run me. At some point I'll do a scale test as well and see if tags actually fit in there. Obviously tags with guns pointing in the sky won't fit in there, so it's something to take into account when you're modelling your miniatures. Do consider, especially in a game like Infinity, it's important. Well, I mean, unless you just want to use proxy tags so you know where stuff is. I'm trying to make this so that you can actually place everything everywhere, so that in battle reports you get the cinematic effect. And don't be shy, be rough with this. You want it hanging over the edge. And I'm just trying to smooth off both the back edge leading back into the room, so kind of taking it that way. And what I want is as smooth an angle as possible running down here. And you see it just starts coming smooth as you sand it. This rough paper I'm using, it takes quite a lot of the material out. but also it leaves the surface textured. And if you wanted a smooth surface, you just have to take your fine grade paper to it afterwards. The one thing I'm just trying to be absolutely certain of is that I'm taking this lead edge to a neat point, so there's no elevation. I want it to be a smooth transition from whatever surface this is placed on into the building. And it just means that you can place the building on any surface and it'll look right. Like I say, I'm trying to show you ways of building stuff where you can use it on any game surface. I mean, you know, because if it was surrounded by grass, you wouldn't want it on a grassy on anything other than a grassy surface. So if it's, you could put something like this on a concrete base, so you build the pavement into the basing of the building. At some point, I might do that kind of basing for these buildings, but I'm gonna be, at some point I'll do building roads and I'll show how to do that kind of thing. And I would, personally, I would incorporate any of those kind of pavements and stuff into the road pieces. So that these can just be sat and spaced differently each time depending on the surface. Now there's a slight divot there, it's not actually a problem. You can kind of see what I'm doing with the sanding here. The main thing is that this edge, I'm just cleaning it off a bit. You see this edge has no elevation to it, that's what I'm looking for. This, when I put in a piece of sandpaper to act as the tarmac, which I'll show fitting in a minute, that will conceal all that. Okay, so I'll just get this finished up and I'll catch you in a moment. Okay, so I've just cut a piece of sandpaper. This is medium grade, I don't know, it doesn't say the specific density. I just want to make sure, as ever, that it fits, and you see it's got a slight curve in it, so I'm just going to have to trim it down. When you're cutting this, make sure you're using a scalpel and a straight edge. Don't use scissors, it's not accurate enough. So I'm just going to trim this down and I'll go back to you in a sec. So I've fitted a piece of sandpaper which is going to be the tarmac effect. This is a great way, got it from the terrain tutor. I'm just going to take that out. I've got some cheap PVA. I will upgrade to proper PVA at some point. Squidge like that is enough. You don't want to use too much because it can cause the sandpaper to do funny things. And then I'm just going to move this about, get it right into all the gaps. Well, all the edges are most important. I'm not really fussed if it gets onto the walls a bit. What I'm trying to do though is leave, not bring it right up to the lead edge, because on the lead edge, just for instant fix, so I don't have to hold it or clamp it or anything, I'll just run some super glue along that because of the curve from the bevel and the sanding. The most part, the large flat area, the glue will be enough to hold the sandpaper flush. So you can see, not being mega careful there at all. And then I'm just grabbing super glue. And that I'm just running along the lead edge. So just taking super glue and run it along my lead edge. And I'm just using this to catch the lead edge of the paper so that it essentially instantly fixes and stays flush. And I'll just take this, flip over. Some of them, if they're skew, make sure you know which way around they go in, because just occasionally I've been finding stuff's slightly off square. Again, handmade, that's to be expected. Importantly, first of all, I'm just getting the back edge, actually everything lying flat. That'll then create enough tension and traction so that I can just crimp down the leading edge flush. Hold that till it's stuck. Of course, super glue sticking to me first. Sorry, my hands are probably blocking what you see what I'm doing. I'm just keeping on pinching it down. And again, like I say, I'm just doing this so that I don't. If you can clamp it with PVA, just use some like bulldog clips or big paper clips along the leading edge just to hold it in place. But I'm just using super glue because you get the instant glue. And that'll be your tarmac effect for the surface for when you're painting. And just making sure that I'm getting any bubbles of air out, and that the sandpaper is completely flush. There you go. So now it's all ready for base coating, and the final pieces will be fitted after it's been painted. So the walls for up here and the door for up here, which I'm gonna do a simple hinge, and I'm gonna make the wall so it looks like it's just in glass, and the glass has sort of like a monofilament edge. It's meant to be futuristic and all that. So it just means I don't have to build a frame for the entire door. So enjoy model making, take care, have a good one, I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.